Hey guys, welcome to Facepalm Sunday. The individual that I'm responding to is a very sensitive individual. They are someone who, if you offer them any sort of valid criticism to the things that they say, they get very offended and they block you, which is completely fine. I just find it somewhat surprising because I think I'm of the mindset that if you post a YouTube video here on this website and it's a controversial video and you state your opinion, you can always expect people to have a different opinion than yours. You know, people disagree with you, people disagree with me, and that's fine. I encourage that. But when you block someone simply for having a different opinion than you, that's when I think it becomes an actual problem. It just goes to show that some people are very narrow-minded. They can't dish out what they dish out all of these opinionated statements, but then when someone has an opinionated statement back to them, they run away and block them and will refuse to hear anything anyone has to say. To me, that type of attitude is very disappointing because obviously if you're never going to be open to hearing what other people have to say, you as an individual are never going to be able to grow or learn new perspectives about what you may believe. One of the biggest things that I encourage on this channel is people having an open mind, and also learning new perspectives about the opinions that they present. So, let's get this started.
Dear Instagram models, it's time we have a chat, sexy bitches.
I'm finally giving in to your wants and needs. I know you guys have been wanting to see my cleavage for a while now, and this is, here you go. This is it.
This has been weighing on me for a while. I can't go on the internet without seeing your titties, your ass, or basically up your fallopian tubes because you are an Instagram model.
Actually, I go to Instagram all the time, and I don't really see a lot of what you're describing simply because I don't individually click on somebody's Instagram profile and have to look through all of their photos to see if they're posting photos of their ass, titties, or whatever they want to post. You literally have to be on Instagram and you have to click someone's profile and go to their profile and read their bio. So unless that's what you're doing, I have no idea why exactly you're complaining about people posting photos of themselves as Instagram models when you're the one who has to be actively seeking out those people in order to find them.
I'm not saying not to be gorgeous and confident and sexy. Do that. Do you. Do your thing. But do something else too. The difference between you and the porn girls is they're getting paid. How do I say this without being a jerk? Y'all are wrecking the modeling industry. Let's just talk about simple economics. Porn girls are getting paid for their titties and ass. You're just putting it out there for free. You girls are the stupid version of porn stars. You're sucking the photographer off camera so that he takes more promotional photos of you for your Instagram so that you get booked for $25 an hour doing a beer girl promo so that you could buy more fake followers on Instagram.
Basically, this whole video, Dear Instagram Models, is her saying that you're not a real Instagram model unless you're being paid for it. Her video as a whole is riddled with fallacy after fallacy after fallacy after fallacy after generalization after generalization. The biggest fallacy of all is fallacy 101, is the no true Scotsman fallacy. This entire video is her saying that you're not a real model because of this, because you aren't getting paid for what you're doing voluntary work, or you're posting photos of yourself for free on Instagram, therefore you are not a real model. You're not a real Christian. You're not a real this. That's not a real Christian. That's not a real this. You know, you can't say statements like this because they don't hold up to scrutiny or actual criticism. They don't hold together logically. And if they don't hold together logically, then what you're saying doesn't make any sense.
You're just addicted to fake attention. Y'all are crack addicts. You titty crack, ass crack, crack addicts. Whatever, I have 1 million followers and I'm getting paid. Really? But I see you waitressing. I'm being a promo girl for the same rate as all the other promo girls around you. Haha, no you're not.
Wow. That is that's really judgmental. Who are you in a position to judge whether someone is a actual model, but if they work as a waitress, that somehow dismisses what they do on the side for their free time, or their passion, or their hobby? What gives you the right to dictate what other people do with their own personal lives? Much less what gives you the right to dictate how you think people should act and be and post on their own personalized Instagram that is their own thing, their own website. I don't know about the people watching me, but when I was younger, 16, 17, I used to post a lot of photos of myself with my shirt off and, you know, having my Facebook icon with me and my six-pack abs, something that I no longer have. I used to post photos of myself, and when I would do that, it would make me feel good about myself. That made me feel good about myself. If a girl or a guy wants to post a sexy photo of themselves on their own personal website, they have the right to do that without any judgments from someone like yourself. Someone who specifically shames them by saying that unless you're getting paid to post a sexy photo of yourself, you're not what you want to be when you grow up. And that's what this video is as a whole, is you just simply shaming other people because they don't fall in line with your line of thinking of what a model should be, which is someone who obviously gets paid for everything that they do. If I have a passion for writing and I want to write short stories and publish them online for people to read and enjoy for entertainment, I'm perfectly in my right to do that. How am I any less of a writer because I have a passion to write and do it for free? This type of mentality that you will only do things for money is extremely egotistical and really downshifts, I believe, women from actually wanting to reach their potential because they have no desire to do anything unless they're getting paid for it. You can pursue your passions, your dreams, and sometimes you have to start at the very bottom, which sometimes involves doing things for free to get your name out there.
And before you say it, yes, I've posted sexual photos on my Instagram before, and if Periscope's taught me anything other than open boobs, 20 million hearts and counting, motherfucker.
Why exactly do you need to brag about how many likes, followers, or hearts that you have on a social network?
But Nicola, it's promotion.
For what? In years past, if you wanted a model in a bikini modeling your outfit, you had to pay them. Why pay them when Instagram models will do it for free?
So that they can say they're models. Yeah, but Nicola, that's like what Kim Kardashian does, and she's really famous.
No. Her Instagram is actually promotional photos. She's promoting her clothing line, her TV show, her other TV show, that other TV show. She is making that money.
So what you're doing here is valuing commercialized sexual expression over someone voluntarily wanting to do something for free. In other words, unless you have a promotional objective, pushing your clothing line, pushing your whatever perfume brand that you're trying to promote, you're not justified to post photos of yourself, sexy photos of yourself in any way on Instagram because it doesn't have a promotional objective. This is the most dumb line of thinking I think I've ever heard of. So I'm only gonna post something that's sexy if I'm getting paid for it or it's a promotional objective. This entire video is you continually saying, I love sexy ladies, but then you go on to say that they can't be sexy ladies unless they're getting paid or having a promotional objective with their sexy photos. So you're shaming anyone who does anything for free. That's what this video ultimately boils down to. And I have a problem with that. But honestly, I see this video doing a far more damage to people who want to be able to express themselves as they see fit on their own websites. Let them do that. You say, do you. Why don't you hold that same standard to other people? Let them do them. Do them. Let them do what they want on their own websites. Let them post their own photos that they want to post. How about you stop focusing on what other people do and focus on yourself and do you, Nicole Arbor? You are in no position to dictate what other people post because overall this video just makes you out to be one big giant hypocrite. And I honestly feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, the ladies who watch me on this video, is that there is a really big competition between women in our society nowadays. I feel as if women are always constantly wanting to battle each other, fight each other, and it's always a she versus she type of mentality. And rather having women battle with competition with one another, how about you bring them both up to the same standard rather than pushing one up and one down? She's getting paid. She's doing things for free. This woman down here is a waitress and a model. She's not a real model. I am a real model because I'm getting paid more. There's a lot more to life than money, and that's another fundamental problem with this video. It's all about money, money, money. Money does not bring true happiness. Yes, it can help in a lot of circumstances, but money should never be the root of your identity because if it is, your priorities are in the wrong place. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Soswakos, known as Mr. Repsy, and I hope you enjoyed this Facepalm Sunday video. I really find this video extremely problematic despite it being trying to be presented in a satirical way. After all, she is the world's most funniest comedian. But let's empower women, let's empower men, let's empower people, not put them against each other and shame them for not being upheld to what your vision of a model should be.